Hey everyone, I am Blind Ryan, and Leo has commissioned me to describe the zones in Sonic Mania. Sorry, I'm still getting over my flu. Apparently, I'm going to be getting over my flu until the end of fucking time. I'm not going to do any visual elements this time, since last time was such a shit show. But I did warn Leo that a lot of these stages are rehashes, but I'll describe them nonetheless. So let's get started with the first stage. I'm doing Sonic Mania Plus, because apparently there are more stages and there are more zones to describe. So, drink a coffee, let's get started. So this one may sound familiar. It is Angel Island Zone from Sonic 3, and just like in Sonic 3, it's a lush jungle on the coast of Angel Island. This one's only comprised of one stage, which is weird. But yeah, you've got, trees in the background, grass on the ground. It's basically Green Hill Zone, but way, way, way more tree-y, more jungly, more vines, more zips. What does it say? Description: a peaceful jungle near a beach. Apparently only some of the characters can play it. Oh, and then it talks about the stage. References and Easter eggs. So, yeah, it's a bonus stage, so obviously they're not going to go apeshit with it. So the next zone is... Motherfucker! Good thing this is extended. I'm going to have to fucking zoom around to find this shit. Here we go, let's do this. I'm very good at what I do. It's not Chem Zone. Oh, they did it in alphabetical order. Fuck that noise. Alright. Let me just... I think what I'll do is I'll pull up the original playlist that I had. And, let me just... Here it is. So after Angel Island, you got Green Hill Zone. And, yeah, welcome to Green Hill Zone. As you've never seen it before, explore the vistas, ziplines, and tropical pools of the new reveal. Yeah. So, Green Hill Zone is a tropical area located on the South Island, composed of 2 acts, the boss fight at the end. Green Hill Zone, just like in Sonic 1, mountains in the background, blue skies, blue ocean, couple of, more palm trees up front. It's more beachy than Angel Island. And, grass, that cubed thing from the original game. I mean, it's a remix, so obviously it's going to be the same basic thing. They even remixed the music. What's the next zone? Chem Plant from Sonic 2. I think I can get to that. Yep. I actually double-checked with Leo to make sure he was okay with it, because there's only 4 new zones. All the rest of these are remixes of various types. Caustic Chemicals, Strange Gelatinous Pods. It's the same as Sonic 2. So you've got industrial flooring, you've got burning cities in the background, smoke in the sky, fire on the ground. In the mid-background, you've got green, stacks. So there's not much more to really say there. It's... In Act 1, Chem Zone has the exact same appearance as Chem Zone from Sonic the Hedgehog 2. Oh, here we go. Act 2 takes place inside a giant laboratory with a crimson background. The place is decorated with enormous green machines, some of which are taking blue Mega Mac from one place to another. There are also many larger gliders supporting the building. Large beakers and jars in the background, as well as a new addition like gelatinous Mega Mac, sticky platforms, and chemical bubbles. Now wait, does that mean that Green Hill Zone Act 2 has some extra shit? Foreground's the same, mountains in the background are now much closer and smoother. Okay, so they do change this shit. Oh, fuck. Numerous visible waterfalls and caves underneath them, pointy mountaintop. Okay, so apparently what they do is they do the first zone as classic, and then they do the second zone as a remix. So here's what I'm going to do. Here, I'll do Green Hill Zone Act 2 and describe this shit again. So in Act 2 of Green Hill Zone, the foreground is pretty much the same, however the mountains in the background are now much closer and smoother, with numerous visible waterfalls and caves underneath them, pointy mountaintops and totems in front of them. This section of the zone also has very tall areas, which are connected to each other by zip lines and wooden bridges. Sounds like one of those mountainous zones from Sonic 2, the one with the weird blue ground. I can't recall what it is off the top of my head. Like I told Leo, these games are way too fast for me. I can't play them, but I'll describe them. Ziplines, wooden bridges. The lower areas of the act are set in caves that are more complex than those in Act 1. These caves have rocky floors with smaller vegetation and rock formations, but are otherwise no different from those seen in Act 1. There are as well new models of totems in these depths, albeit larger, but otherwise following the same patterns as the smaller ones. Also, at the bottom of Act 2, there are subterranean lakes. So let's go to Chem Plant Zone, and I will describe Chem Plant 2. This isn't as much. Act 2 takes place inside a giant laboratory with a crimson background. The place is decorated with enormous green machines, some of which are taking the blue Megamac from one place to another. There are many large gliders supporting the building. Act 2 features large beakers and jars in the background, as well as new additions like gelatinous Megamac, sticky platforms, and chemical bubbles. What the fuck is Encore mode? What is this shit? Alright, studio... let's see here. Neat. I think I can bump this up a little bit. Alright, so now we move on to Studiopolis Zone. So obviously this is much like the other... city zones. Keep using Vegas. There are other cities, you know. Christ. Yeah, it looks like Vegas. In Act 1, Studiopolis Zone is set up in a large city with studio equipment, cinema elements, and theater objects. It is set underneath a dark blue sky with some clouds and stars during nighttime. The paths are red and pink with a hexagon pattern, and are covered by light blue and orange platforms decorated with blue street lamps that have transparent spheres with a spinning green ring inside them. Oh shit, I guess it does. That picture's really small. The paths can also take the appearance of light blue highways that connect one building to another. Other decorations include posters with the Eggman Empire symbol and the text EGGTV on them. Bronze boxes, vans, old-fashioned TVs, and buildings covered by yellow glass. The background is as well full of tall skyscrapers with many different colors and shiny neon signs that read either Club Spin, Sega, or Pinkbot. Also, at the very bottom of the act, there is a lake, as well as a metro system in the background. Alright, so let's try Act 2. In Act 2, the zone takes place inside a giant television studio-like environment. This area is dominated by images in Dr. Eggman's likeness. Features here include stacks of monitors with Eggman's face on them, unstable stage lights, electrical cables, flappable panels that reveal words and phrases, and giant glass spheres that are designed like lottery machines. And that's all they say about it, so I'll let the music play a little more. Boy, they really went for a theme with this one. Jesus Christ. Alright. So now to Flying Battery Zone from Sonic and Knuckles. And yeah, it's on an airship, just like in Sonic 3 and Knuckles. In Act 1, Flying Battery Zone is the same appearance as the original zone from Sonic and Knuckles, being a large fortified blimp flying high in the sky. Platforms here are made of light gray pinkish material with some machines on them and are covered in orange metal. There are also dark purple walls with lavender lines covering various sections of the blimp. Outside, a clean blue sky with enormous clouds in it is shown. The picture makes it look purple, but whatever. In Act 2, Flying Battery Zone looks mostly like it did in Act 1, but it does have a different music, so... At least they had the decency to flip the music around a bit. However, the inside of the vessel features various sets of large capsules, as well as the platforms are now light gray metal with darker scar-like spots on them. Early in the act, the blimp will go underneath the clouds in Act 1, showing a dark purple or blue sky covered in storm clouds that include strong winds and rain. Really? That's all they've got for me? Part of the problem is they don't have enough fucking screenshots, so I can't get a good visual. But from what I see, yeah, it looks just like Sonic 3 and Knuckles' version. What's the next zone? Press Garden Zone. This sounds different. Whoa! Alright, so here's Press Garden. This is one of the new zones. So from what I can see from this picture, it's like half industrial, half Japanese. There's cherry blossoms and green bricks and blue backgrounds. It's very light colored. When Team Sonic destroys Shiver's Saw, Eggman's propaganda printing press is no more, letting them exit to a surreal winter wonderscape filled with cherry blossoms and ancient architecture. An industrialized ancient ruin repurposed as a printing house by Dr. Eggman. 2 acts for the boss fight. The industrialization under the Meiji Shrine in Shibuya, Tokyo served as an inspiration. Boy, it really fucking shows, too. Act 1 takes place inside an old printing press factory in an ancient castle, which is used by Eggman to print his propaganda. Possessing a factory environment, wooden crates, metal crate frames, and conveyor belts can be seen throughout the act. In the background, rolls of newspapers are seen zooming by. Those that move vertically have Sonic's face, and those that move horizontally have the Phantom Ruby included on them. Snow-covered windows are also seen, and pink vines grow everywhere. The music play a little bit, and then we'll switch over to the second act. Alright, so let's try Act 2. Act 2 takes place in a surreal winter wonderscape within a Japanese garden outside the castle, which has been described as the true beauty of Press Garden Zone. This area is filled with cherry blossoms and ancient architecture. Snow covers as well the ground. Who fucking writes like that? Glowing lanterns can be seen in the distance, and snow and cherry blossom leaves fall from the sky. So let's see here. Yeah. The background's kind of boring and in a weird perspective. Like, it looks like the camera's tilted down too much. Because all you see is snow and lanterns and trees, but they're way too high up. And then you've also got parapets from the shrine, I guess. And then the bricks are a different color of green. And that's all I got, but damn, that's a nice zone. Okay, so next up is Stardust Speedway. Jazzy. Stardust Speedway. Let's see, each act takes place in a different time zone. Act 1 takes place in the past with ancient Greek-Roman style. They wrote this like shit. With an ancient Greek-Roman styled city underneath a clean dark blue sky during nighttime in the background. The roads also consist of green highways full of vegetation that has grown rather lush. Also decorating the area are many yellow statues, vases, and dark red and green temples. There are as well many who wrote this shit? There are as well many fireflies flying around, and capsules containing little plant flowers are littered across the act. Also underneath the surface, a lake can be spotted. The sky is also full of constellations that depict either harps, Roman helmets, and Sonic's head. Let me see if I can fucking see anything. Yeah, they're right about the vegetation, but it looks like they modeled it after the mines from Sonic 2. It's eerily similar, and then the background is really, like, barely anything. You can barely see this. Like, there's a little bit of purple, but most of it's just black with stars. So it looks really empty. Let's see here. Whoa! So let's see what Act 2 says. Act 2 takes place in the present, which is more urbanized and industrialized. You ain't fucking kidding there. In this act, the city has been transformed into a modern cityscape full of neon-lit buildings covering the area in the background. The highways are also now cobber-colored and have many musical instruments decorating them, making the act look like an orchestra palace. The ancient temples have as well been removed. Who writes like this? Instead, there are large brown buildings under construction. Also, at the very bottom of the background, some tall and glowing blue-purple buildings appear more clearly, as well as a glowing lavender light and some highways. At the end of the act, there is also a gigantic brown-colored Eggman statue. And yeah, the roads, or the roads you're on look completely different. The cityscape is bright orange. There's roads in the background. There's speakers everywhere. It's like a futuristic version of Nashville, kind of. Damn, Sonic fucking Mania Plus didn't add shit. Because all there was that first stage, and I'm not seeing anything else. Well, now I feel stupid. Oh well. And now we move on to Hydro City. We remember Hydro City from Sonic 3. And yeah, it looks the same. Damn, even Act 2 looks the same. Flooded ruin underneath Angel Island, like the original zone. The zone is... Wow! They didn't do shit for a description. Water-filled underground system with fans and blocks. Interestingly, Act 1 uses Act 2's original background and vice versa. In the background Act 2, some of the walls are shown to have crumbled, revealing large cathedral windows. Wait, what? They sure don't show that shit in the fucking in the picture. So that's Hydro City. Let's see what Hydro City 2 says for music. Because, I mean, this is basically the same damn song. Yeah, it's the same song. Son of a... That is so fucking lazy! Okay, so from what I can see, the only difference is they added some chains in the first one in the background, and then in Act 2, I don't see these cathedral or ruinous things. I'm not saying they're not there, I'm just saying I don't see them in the picture that they chose. So... they even use the same fucking bosses! Wow. That's just lazy. Boo. Boo, I say boo. Just because Hydro City is amazing doesn't mean you can fucking be lazy. No, we'll not have that. Mirage Saloon. Oh, Jesus, this is one of the new ones. So let's go here. Out in the Wild West deserts, the outlaws roam. Can Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles survive the cadre of hooligans lurking in the shadows? Even Eggman's ice cream parlors can't withstand the heat. What the fuck? This zone takes place in a vast desert based on those in America during the Wild West, particularly the Monument Valley region in the United States. The region features canyons, mesas, and other rock formations, along with cactus vegetation in various forms. In the fucking first picture, they've... Wait. What's this? Act 1, Sonic Tails. Act 1, Knuckles. Act 2, okay. So there are two pictures of Act 1 that I've got. And the one with Sonic is, they're on a fucking train. So it's a train level. Cool. And it's an old style locomotive. Except they've got a fucking... like the smokestack is shaped like a Chaos Emerald. But yeah, it looks very... boy, they love that parallax scrolling. Jesus Christ. It looks very Wild West, very canyony, very mountainous in the background. And then Knuckles, you got him at night. You got purples instead of yellows, and then you've got saguaro cactuses and shit. Let's see here. There it is. Stupid thing. Act 2. Act 2 of the zone features multiple indoor areas modeled after Wild West saloon bars. These include swivel stools, an ice cream parlor, barrels, and giant piano key-like platforms. Alongside these elements are the elements from the casino pinball stages. On the walls and doors are also various wanted posters of Fang the Sniper, Bean the Dynamite, and Bark the Polar Bear. And they don't really show that on the screenshot. They just show, like, outdoors, Knuckles doing shit. And a loop. Wait. Nope, yeah, that's all they show. I hear beats from the pinball zone. Wow. They chose to redo Oil Ocean Zone from Sonic 2. I remember that one. Well, I'm alert. Zone is a massive oil refinery pumping up crude oil that pollutes the ocean. As with most of the zones, there are two and a boss. Alright. The dry plains of the Mirage Saloon zone apparently lead out to the sea, for the Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles now find themselves scaling slimy oil refineries off the coast of West Side Island. Like the original, the Oil Ocean Zone is an industrial area for extracting and processing oil. The entire region is a sea that has been blanketed by oil, and is being overcast by an orange sky with a lit horizon. You remember this one. This is the Apocalypse Zone. Only some clouds and the obscured sun can be seen in the sky. The areas with solid footing consist exclusively of a network of metallic oil platforms and factories emblazoned with the Eggman Empire's decal, most of which are disposing oil into the sea. Along the roads are sections in purple and green with strange-looking ornaments. After defeating the meter droid, the entire zone goes up in flame and the region becomes darker. The sky turns dark red, the oil pools become more frequent, and the oil platform structures become more like buildings. Yeah, the sky turns from orange to fucking black with smoke, basically. So let's do the second act real quick. I do like that they're trying to tell a cohesive story, even though they're running all over the fucking place. Alright, so now we move on to Lava Reef Zone from Sonic and Knuckles. And just like in Sonic 3 and Knuckles, we're in a volcano. The zone takes place in the deep underground of Angel Island as a sprawling labyrinthine cave system filled with mining machines and seemingly random spiky objects strewn around. Adding to the danger, the zone is filled with magma and fire-based trappings. Act 1 is once again in a magma-filled mining area with the addition of loops and slopes. There have also been more emphasis on this act's hazardous mining equipment, with the inclusion of metal fences and keep-out signs. At the top of the act, one can see that the act has an open sky revealing volcanoes and mountains in the horizon. Damn, Act 2 is drastically different, huh? As much as they wrote. Whoa! Hey, that looks like that marble zone from Sonic 1. Boo! Lazy fuckers. Let the music play. Okay, let's do the second zone, or the second act. Damn, that is drastically different. It now takes place in a huge and open crystal caverns. There are traces of hidden palace zone around the act, with ancient structures starting to show up. The act also borrows artistic visuals from the Quartz Quadrant, down to the background being based on the background for the underground of Quartz Quadrant's Good Future. Despite the local magma being newly cooled and formed into igneous rocks, there are even more mining tools that are seemingly more dangerous, even to the point that the badniks are not safe. The night sky in Little Planet is also visible through the cracks in the ceiling where the Death Egg used to be. This cavern also seems to be the launch site of a giant rocket ship bearing Eggman's insignia that can be seen in the background, set to launch towards Little Planet. Somewhere in Lava Reef Zone Act 2, there's the shrine for the Master Emerald and the Chaos Emeralds that were seen back in Sonic and Knuckles. This shrine houses both the real Master Emerald and cracked stone relics of the Chaos Emeralds that have been created in the absence of the real Emeralds. Very nice. So, Metallic Madness Zone. The zone is a metallic and death trap-ridden factory on Little Planet that belongs to Dr. Eggman. Metallic Madness Zone is a huge metallic stronghold owned by Dr. Eggman. The zone borrows many parts from Sonic CD. The platforms are made of green metal and decorated with many silver machines and plaques bearing Eggman's face. Ugh, that's terrible music. All of Metallic Madness Zone is also highly protected by many death traps and badniks such as buzzsaws, blades, and cages. Act 1 looks very similar to the past to the original Metallic Madness Zone. The base is still under construction, with the background showing many construction machines underneath a light blue sky. Yeah, there it is. Light blue sky. And yeah, it definitely looks like it's being constructed. Green floor. Lot of girders instead of the actual place. From what can be seen on the outside of the base through holes in the base's dome, there are also many gigantic machines at both the top and bottoms of the act, some of which are incomplete and possess hanging wires. Okay. Act 2. Ugh. Terrible. I do not like this music. 2, the act takes place deeper in the mechanical base, which is now shown to be complete. This act's appearance is based off the present version of the original Metallic Madness Zone 2, while also sporting the background from the bad future of the original Metallic Madness Zone 3. The background depicts a blue wall with many purple lights and some gigantic damaged brown-colored machines in front of it. At the very bottom of the act, there's also some dark gray machinery that can barely be seen due to the little light present. Okay. They don't really give me that much to go on, because what they show me is Sonic and Tails in a tunnel. You know, green here, green there. Background has the purple lights and the yellow rusty-out machines, like they were saying. It's kind of anachronistic, to tell you the truth. Next zone. Titanic Monarch Zone. The zone is the 13th and final zone of the Encore mode, whatever that is. The Titanic Monarch Zone is a high-tech metropolis. In the center of it stands the Titanic Monarch, a gigantic mech that resembles a cross between a Death Egg robot and a Heavy King. It's a big circular robot. Act 1 takes place outside the Titanic Monarch during nighttime. At the bottom of the act, the background shows skyscrapers that are lit up by light blue lights. As the player gets higher up, however, they get above the skyscrapers in the background where the lights are weaker. Even further above is a clouded night sky with the moon visible on it. The foreground, on the other hand, consists of metallic red roads with red banners depicting the emblem of the Eggman Empire and the hard-boiled heavies. Along the road are also various technological and or mechanical contraptions. Also in between the foreground and background is the Titanic Monarch, which looms over the foreground like a giant shadow. Nice. So this is the second zone. Damn, it looks like a fucking cathedral. A mechanical cathedral. Act 2 is set inside the Titanic Monarch. That explains a lot. This area resembles a mix between the mechanical insides of one such machine, with all the inner components present, and a cathedral with stained glass windows in the background that depict the hard-boiled heavies, the Chaos Emeralds, Dr. Eggman, and the Phantom Ruby. So yeah, it's the inside of a machine with random stained glass around. The stained glass looks really pretty, though. They really went out of their way with that work. It's very stylized stained glass, as opposed to more realistic depictions. Like, the one that looks like Eggman, I wouldn't know that was Eggman. I thought it kind of looked like a flower. And now we have the last zone, the Egg Reverie Zone, that is only available to Sonic if he's gotten all the emeralds. So let me go there real quick. Damn, that is good. That is some good build-up shit right there. Oh yeah, you can tell this is the last level. And that Sonic has to be in Super Sonic. The Egg Reverie Zone is a purple-hued void of a barren wasteland where time and space act erratically. A single platform exists within the zone with several stage lights brightening up the platform. The Egg Reverie Zone is essentially an empty arena with no gimmicks or objects. Within this zone, the player can fly by pressing the jump button while in the middle of a spin jump, although getting attacked also causes the player to enter flight. When airborne, you can move freely in all 8 directions. The time limit is meaningless. The timer's minute and second values are constantly randomized, indicating the fluctuating space-time in this zone. 50 rings instead of 0. The player must pick up the rings that are floating aimlessly around the zone. And that's it. I mean, shit. Everything else is special themes. So, yeah. I hope this was what you wanted, Leo. That's the best I can do for you, man. I'll give him credit, though. For most part, I like the music. So, anyway, I have been Ryan Maxwell Duncan. I hope this is what you wanted, Leo. And I will see you all next time.